Wow, Paul. Hi. The crazy scientist on the West Coast somewhere out there. Anyway. Oh, I'm still smoking. Yeah, I know. Well, anyway. Let's see. I wanted to make sure I'm okay here. Oh. Some music playing. I don't want to close the door so it's different. It was quite a video. What was it? 1 hour 45 minutes. I watched it and brought back a lot of cool memories. You can say anything you want about me. I don't care. I think it's all cool and fun. Oh yeah, man, that was an awesome video. I had so much fun visiting you in Chicago. Wow, with Nancy, and we filmed, and you filmed too. It was a drop-dead gorgeous machine shop you have, and yeah, your video brought back a lot of memories, and I have what is it, about under a cubic yard of documents and videos. I gave as much as I can to Matthew, and I hope Matthew gets the rest of them and just keeps uploading over the next probably year or so. I don't know. There are a lot of good stuff for the young generation. Inspire them, and yes, why not? But, oh yeah, Helena. Gordon Novell stayed with us for a while. I think she gave him some healing treatments as well. Yeah, she was an okay lady, and the problem was trying to convert me into something I'm not, so that's why I left to go back to Vancouver from Phoenix, Arizona, but God bless Helena. She's good friends with Paul Stabakowski, the filmmaker, excellent filmmaker, who filmed me in 2006, I think it was, or 2007. And so it had the levitating stuff. All those TV shows, I believe, are on the terabyte drives. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I filmed myself. I believe I put it on to videos. I was down in Hollywoodland and with Ian and Thomas Messer, who was my sponsor at the time for Power Cell stuff. But I was really interested in seeing what you were reading and the metal samples. I totally forgot about them. My God. Let's fully enjoy the video. Yeah, I did get, when you had that lump in your neck there, I was quite concerned for a while there, and thank God you're okay. Wow. The work you do is like, I don't know, a jeweler. I did find these. Made of the finest steel. It's like a beautiful piece of artwork. And I've used it in the big mill. Special adapter, call it. And you can adjust it. All right here, and there's a little gauge there that shows us the different angles. Try and get close as I can. I mean, that's a gem. Carbide bit, tungsten carbide bit, I believe, yeah. And you can adjust that to any angle, basically, see? And it comes with a little tool kit. A booklet. How many of these you have made, Paul? Wow. You said 200 you want to sell. It's all guaranteed. It's all made of real strong tool steel. And I have other things Paul made for me actually too. These were just what he made before I met him, but he was kind enough to do a couple barrels for me. And a special tuning piece of metal. It's like, wow. This is made by a master craftsman. And you see it when I visited his shop, how wow it was. Oh, and visiting Paul was quite something. I got videos of us coming in to his shop. He showed me the furnace, his machine shop and stuff he was doing. It was a fantastic day. And I visited his lab as well. I was impressed. Like, wow. Yeah, all the kind of scruffy, but oh well. I've been busy in the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, busy. John is busy. Preparing for some events. I'm slowly rebuilding this entire laboratory. It's taken a lot of money, but if I was in Vancouver, it would be very easy, maybe. But in those days, when I was rebuilding stuff was available, anything you want. And sometimes mostly free, actually, from the scrap yard. Jeez. Convoy Electrical Machinery is one place where everything was free. That's where I got the big red transformer and other transformers. Chaos Mod Electrical Machinery, and I call him Uncle Peter. Peter Sikoras. Kind of like Fair Radio Sales of Canada. Everything was available and easy and low money, but this is like, jeez. Mostly eBay and Fair Radio. When I first got involved with Fair Radio buying, it was a full truckload, many tons of stuff. I used my dad's inheritance to buy it. Then I got sponsorship from Japan for $250,000 to build power cells, and then later on Thomas, another $250,000 to build power cells, like you mentioned. They're still working, and it was always fun going across customs, like Canada-US border and Korea border, back and forth from Japan. They got to know me, and they even wrote down the TV shows that you watched on, I think it was a TV Guide. Yeah, well, it was funny. It was very funny. Like going to Elaine Smith's WebWorks TV shows, I carry these free energy things and samples, and customs would look through it and wondering what the heck, and I said, well, you can see it on TV. They wrote it all down and let me back into the USA, so I was always going back and forth. USA, Germany, Japan, and even Egypt. Had a fun stay in Egypt. I was with Yin at the time, yes, I know. I saw Yin a couple of years ago, by the way. She was with Bob Greener, and I showed up here. Wow, the feelings involved were strong. Anyway, Nancy and I are doing our stuff. It's a lot of fun. She's turned into a scientist now. Odd pink. Dilithium. It's got a hell of a story to it. Involved later on in the New Westminster Police Department. Constable Ted Usher had witnessed Gene Manning because it made international concern. Something wound up at Montauk Air Force Base. I'm not kidding. This is all documented by Gene Manning, as well as Constable Ted Usher. I don't know if you're going to mention his new book, but it was interesting times. I think the person that wound up with it is Nicole Whitney, News for the Soul TV. She did a camera on it. She had Peter Williams of CNN help out doing an awesome video. I don't know if I got a copy of it. I probably do. It would be a CD, they used to call them CD-ROM or something. News for the Soul TV. I guess that's a Matthew too. So I'm getting Matthew to, well, he's willing to do it, and I'm the only person I trusted who had the energy and trust to give him everything. So it was some months ago now, but oh well. I was offered $1,000 from Timmy Ventura for some drive thing, but he might have put it all up there with determination. Matthew's an amazing person that does stuff and says what he does do, and he's honest too. So you're working on Tesla coils and free energy. I know you got the keys to that. I know that you explore a lot of areas, Paul. Yeah, I remember talking to you about the ARV, Alien Reproduction Vehicle, with Gordon Novell. That was fun. Something we figured out was too big amount of wire or something like that. But it was an interesting time. The metal samples, yeah, I forgot about those. They're the exact ones shown on TV, moving and snaking around and wiggling around and falling apart, which actually Matthew is quite interested in that sample that did fall apart. The other half of it and the little bits from it I sold on eBay, I believe. See, I usually gift this stuff too. MC Congressman Dennis Kucinich, Berkeley Bedell were gifted metal samples. One of my biggest fans was Berkeley Bedell. He came with his wife Eleanor right to my apartment, took me out for lunch and talked. Unfortunately, he passed away. He was very old. He was in Life Extension too. I think it was Berkeley's Fishing Company. He was located in Florida too. I had years ago Donald Trump, for some reason, wanted me to appear on his TV show, The Apprentice. And I don't know where he heard me, but again, it could have been one of those shows that airs. After they air, I used to get all these emails from NASA and the Pentagon, and even a letter from the White House. And I got all that stuff. Matthew uploaded it. Yeah, it was in the White House. Wow. Yes, I still act crazy. As crazy as I can get. Oh, you're too kind, Paul. Come on. I wore hair since the 70s. I do dress up once in a while. What the hell? Just to make fun of everything. And I don't take things too serious, like in... how do you describe that? Anyway, I'm such a character. I've always been this way. Maybe I don't do that often, but I've been doing this ever since I was a kid. One of the first characters I used to have was Roscoe and Otto and Constable Green. There's many others. Benny Boop. This is making fun of humans. I do voice imitation, but Constable Green. You just can't do, Jesus Christ, you can't do that. It's against the law. You can't do that. You can't do that. You know, he's picking on his kids. Oh, wow. It's been an epic ride. Yeah, I used to have a lot of girlfriends. Trying to get Donna Gumpo into the bathtub. Remember my crush on, what's her name? Cynthia in Puerto Rico. Oh, Cynthia. I had the heart for her. Oh, well. My apartment is a regular meeting place. The girls didn't mind sleeping in the equipment, actually. The only area to sleep in was the hallway, which was left of it, too. There was a big rack cabinet in there full of equipment. I had a girl stay 2 months. Was it 2 months? Yeah. Not Dora, PH, work hard, but she was an infomaniac, and what's her name? She's from Canada. Dora and PH work hard was in the south. I actually had customs phone me. Entering the United States, they phoned me and said there's a lady here that says she's going to come visit you. I would Terry Catherine Rayburn Khan. She actually lived in, she came through and I said, yeah, she's coming. And she came through and she got a hotel room for a month. Terry Catherine Rayburn Khan. There's Mary Ann, oh, here I go. Lee Denise and many others. Just birdie, birdie, num, num. And then many others that had fascinating encounters with them. Oh, I got this email. Ivan, I think a couple of weeks ago now, he's on LinkedIn. Ivan, a friend of Elon Musk. So he says. He said, I was there with my girlfriend years ago, filming you, and I gave you a bag of money. I vaguely recall it, but there's so many people coming and filming, like doubles and couples. And I even had Mr. Carlson, lab guy, videos with this girlfriend, too. Like this Ivan guy, can't pronounce his last name, but he went to the Philadelphia University with Elon Musk, and Musk gave him a couple of $1 billion, maybe it's millions, I don't know. And he recently emailed me. He's looking for all these people that are related to Musk. He said he's an alcoholic and forgot a lot of stuff and was on drugs and trying to get his memory back and this kind of stuff. I don't know. But, so what? I mean, I guess a big name like Elon but I know many of these characters with millions or billions. Like Charles Bombardier, I don't know if we told you the story, but he invited us to Quebec to stay in this mansion's house, and he was going to fund it all and get a filmmaker in there. I got all this stuff in emails. Nancy remembers it as well, and we didn't go. There's also the Prince. Still in contact with him. He wanted me to follow George Hathaway's way of doing things, so I don't know. I got a huge stack of letters from these guys as well, which will be uploaded, I guess, from Matthew. It's like, oh, it was 97. This letter comes from the White House. I say, yeah, right, it's some kind of ad. Sure enough, it's Bill Clinton and his wife, Hillary, sending me a message. Beautiful card, and I still have it. They actually sent me two, so I still have those. I always kept the envelope of mail I got. And that was interesting. As I said, the TV shows really don't know any borders, right? Once they air, they can go anywhere. So I guess the Donald saw one and figured out where to write me these letters and go to be an apprentice, but I turned him down. No, not into that world. Nope. I'm not. I think, Paul, you should have gone. But I guess he didn't write you or whatever. But anyway, so that's some of the story. But I was really, it was really an intriguing video you did, an hour and 45 minutes. Like, wow, I didn't expect that. Gulliver's Travels or Lord of the Rings. I'm the Hobbit involved in Lord of the Rings. But yeah, your Mercury piece I sent you. If you shake it, you can see it glow in the dark as well. You put it by a radio receiver. You can hear the RF given off by the slipping mercury atoms create electrostatics. I'm so happy I gave you that barium titanate cylinder a while ago. How long has it been? It's been a long time, a number of years. We met, I believe, I calculated, in about 2005. In that year was a hurricane. Also, Commander Patrick Walker came back from Afghanistan, stayed in Vancouver, and came with me and stayed a weekend with me. Again, TV. Not internet stuff, TV. This goes everywhere. Goes on the big networks. I have this huge amount of papers from NASA and people and Pentagon people. Dennis Kucinich, an interesting guy, got some samples too. He's still a congressman, I think, in Washington, I suppose. I met in person Prince Alfred von Liechtenstein. That was 1997, wasn't it? Or later. I met so many people always going back and forth to LA. And then I met Nancy 2009 through telephone calls, and then I decided to fly there. In an airplane, not myself. I flew to Minnesota. I think I hung out with Nancy for a year, and I flew back to Vancouver to take care of things. We started some experiments, and that caused some very, very drastic effects in the city of New Westminster, and I was ordered to stop it. So I did, actually, and cleaned out stuff, which I really regret doing. I'm still trying to find the stuff on eBay. But everything's costly, you know? Anyway, eventually I left with Nancy. We got married in Minnesota and also South Dakota. Moved to Oregon and then to here. A lot of stuff I'm leaving out. Yeah, it's Sterling D. Allen. he showed up in drag, and little did I know, he assaulted some of his kids. So Nancy was working with FBI agent Ross, I believe his name is Ross. Then Sterling D. Allen went back east, arrested by the FBI and put in jail. You just don't do those kind of nasty things. Dr. Elizabeth Ann Rocher stayed with us for a month. Her and I hung out together, and she's in a wheelchair then. And on good days, I'd wheel her out to the beach area. And we'd sit there talking for a while, and I'd take her back after an hour or so. She was on a lot of medication at the time, too, and she passed away after she left our place in Oregon. And Murray was a friend who took care of her as well. See, I met her in, she's good friends with Gordon Novell, and they were together in Phoenix, Arizona. So, and then Gordon I met in 2006 through Colonel John Alexander. And we were going to do some fantastic stuff, as you remember. But then later, Nancy interviewed Gordon Novell because we're in the area. One of the closest friends of mine is Ken Shoulders. I stayed at his home a number of times, as well as Henry Dakin's place in San Francisco. But Nancy and I were hung out with Ken Shoulders, and we did an interview, and then later he got ill. Cancer, and we were helping his wife out with the cancer stuff. Wow. Ken and I were very close. Ken would show me things in his laboratory in Bodega Bay, California, and also in my place, and he stayed a week with me. We're staying in a hotel a few blocks away, and we always go to the Indian restaurant for dinner, and spent a lot of time talking. I kept all the business cards of some of the people that would come with him and go. I met Dr. Hal Pudok as well. We carried on a weekend together, and then kept in contact by letters. Which I have all those letters about the power cell stuff. Oh wow, what a bloody rocket ride when I think back on all the adventures, huh? Ooh, my adventures with you have been really cool. I have every artifact you made me and all your machine tools here. With prized possessions. Mr. Excel, remember him? Wow, works just great. Beautiful piece of stuff. Everything you had there that you sent over to Oregon, I have down here, and I used it when I got out of the hospital a year or so ago, a year and a month ago. I got the beautiful lathe running, the Elgin lathe. Fully restored. I put a new motor in. I didn't take the old motor out, I put a new motor in. Just bolted to an iron plate that I put inside of it and bolted everything down. It works just great. And just what I'm doing now is slowly redoing the threads on the cross slides. Because it was totally worn out. So I had an idea of simply increasing it to 7/16 fine thread and leave the old bronze nuts inside and just rethread them. It should work. Simple way instead of trying to make new threads and new nuts is simply rethread it to 7/16 instead of 3/8. I'm gonna get doing that, and then at the very end I'll make the part where the knob fits on it. All that. Wow! But yeah, I have every piece. You made me a mortar and pestle. I have that to everything. Hello. I hear 4 little feet moving around. Hi, Vio. 2 years ago now, EVO showed up. Actually, when Yin and Bob Greener were here. Huh. Bob Greener is quite a scientist. Really, truly new age scientist. It's all the right stuff. So I'm happy to have met Bob Greener, Matthew, and you as well, of course. Oh, I'm just doing a video for Paul Mueller. You want to say hi?
Oh!
Here's Nancy. Woohoo, the new scientist.
Hi. I got some news.
Oh, good.
So, I got Israel, who's phase locked with the Hutchison effect on the hydrogen line, to create videos
Okay.
of the actual wave patterns. And I'm going to put those together tonight.
Awesome.
And we'll post that on the internet as well.
Okay, because Paul made me an hour and
I know he did. Wasn't that sweet?
yeah.
And did you see? Here's EVO. Hi, Paul.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Hello, little Paul.
Okay, I'll shut the door and let you go. We're going to be going out for a little bit,
Oh.
and then I'll come back.
Well, hi to whoever.
Okay. Come on, EVO.
Mr. EVO. Name
Are you
it.
coming? Okay.
EVO is named after Ken Shoulder's discovery of EVOs. So that was that too. She's a scientist now. She spent a lot of time in here too. So it would be terrible if I wasn't. I am recording okay. I always double check. Sometimes I do a video and it don't record. Yeah, it's I did have an operation with you, a year and a couple of months ago. And my doctor is just next door. So that's the first time I went for an operation like that. Some kind of infection got into my leg. That's okay now, it's like nothing happened. I was in there, I think 5 days, yeah. Oh, okay now. Oh, it's an interesting time. So, when I got out, I seemed to have extra energy, so whatever it was, had all these removed. Got the existing teeth, I did my own surgery on them with Marine Tech. But the good doctor felt that that was not a good idea, so for some reason I had no major infections or anything, and everything was fine. It's just some very rare disease that the good doctor is writing up in a medical journal on what it was here in my knee. Make another cigarette. crazy I am, I know, but anyway, I'm getting a lot of stuff, but well. Alrighty. I'll be right back. Oh, gotta go take a leak. Oh, where can we put this? Never mind this way, huh? Let's see. Gonna go for a bathroom break. No, that was a bathroom break. Oh my god, that's a beautiful piece of engineering. Isn't that something? Even got a laser. Well, you can't quite see it, but beautiful piece. Made like a very fine firearm. Wow. So yeah, so where was I? Oh, about what you're doing with all those experimental things. I'll see if I still have the receipts from Cermak as well as Goodfellas. send you that if I still have them. I normally don't keep. As for the making of the power cell crystal wafers. Something you should have. They could be in the piles of documents. But I'd love to see you have one of those things. I remember I sponsored so I could spend more money on getting these things made and find them. First clue was with barium titanate. Then that was successful. Except the investors didn't show up. It was the first one I made. Rio Trade Business Group gave me, I think it's 10,000. I simply just put them all together in a metal cage. They got the metal cage too. It worked okay, and then Carl David Anderson actually, Joe Ho, H-O-E, was president of Rio Trade. And China was to come and put in $24 million, but nothing ever happened, so I went on to, let's see what I went on to. Was it Richard Brewer or Japan? The Japanese showed up. And they gave me about $250,000 to make these things. The ones I took to Japan and demonstrated and tested by the Institute of Technology, Kyoto, by Mr. Ojiwara. I have those papers as well. I believe. Let's see, so then Thomas Messer, after Japan, showed up, of the Messer family in Germany, and gave me another $250,000 or something like that. And I built all those power cells. You can see them on YouTube, actually. As a helper, because Thomas is always traveling, I had another person help out, and it was Grant Rumund, who had a company in Canada called Paramotor Company, who was teaching actors, like, Captain Kirk, William Shatner, how to fly on the beach, and there's a video of him being taught how to fly on the beach somewhere on the internet. I saw that videos. So Grant put together several videos on his observations and testing of the power cells, which 2 of them are, I believe, uploaded on the internet, YouTube somewhere. So Grant was staying at Bill Shatner's place, and at that time, Noreen Shatner passed away, his wife, and he was staying in their company, lending company to Bill Shatner, and he lived in Studio City, actually. And anyway, Larry Hagman was another contact he had, and many others, but could find all that info. As I said, I would source out stuff through Goodfellas or Sirac. Is that you, AVO? I thought you were going out. Or is that something else? Is that you, AVO? I don't know. I'm weird. Okay, so I get a lot of weird stuff here. That's all. I'll just give it over to Paul. Whatever I have, yeah. Because it's dedicated life to alternative energy, free energy, and everything else Paul has, so. See what I got. Anyway, you're reading that stuff on Pink. The whole thing's a mystery, sort of. Because I don't know what Nicole Whitney's doing now, today, or whatever. But and Peter Williams at CNN, he did notice weird effects with it when he was filming it too. At that time, I had a pet cat, which I just call Cat. And much like EVO in many ways. He's following me around and act funny and do stuff. I got a picture of him. I think that's, let me think. That's the time I was with Corinne Tyson. A couple of years. She lived in the same building. I wonder how Corinne is doing. Oh well. I wonder how Billy Ross is doing. Billy Ross is transgender. I lived with him for a while. Then I met you. And then Corinne Tyson, and well, all the way up to now. Who's Paula Grossman? Stanford. Somebody Billy was in contact with. All these things keep popping in my mind because I taught free association by a psychologist a long time ago. Is that when, I think that's when I got out of Riverview or Essendale. School of Higher Knowledge. That was an amazing time for me for 13 months. Cool, got to know a lot about psychology. My condition, which is agoraphobia, simply at the very end they discovered that all I had to do was do relaxation exercises. And visualize walking in an open space without, but I really, bless the agoraphobia, kept me from fitting into the normal society, thank God. It's kept me in a very unique world. I was born with it. Yeah. I was always fiddling around with something. I never went to school, I never went to kindergarten. They tried to put me in there, but I ran away all the time, so I wound up in my parents' library all the time and doing crazy things with radios and guns, and to the point where it made the news. Way back in the 60s, I thought I was a big shot. They interviewed me on TV and wrote it up in the newspaper. I got the articles. But I just like to be honest about what I am. I don't care what people think, actually, I don't care. Really don't care. Because I understand the psychological makeup of humans and what they like doing. Their reactions and their unique talents and other things they like doing. Not every day you meet a psychopathic killer, which I would in Riverview, who would show up with several guards to go to the dance on Friday night. But they're always under guard. Or go to their wards and fix TV sets with David Steele, a TV repairman electronics shop where I hung out in the industrial building, as well as a DJ. A DJ for Riverview Hospital. It wasn't broadcast on the air, it was all closed circuit stuff, so I had to learn how to use these, how to use the turntables, and you spin around with your finger to line it up and all that stuff. It was funny as hell. One song they didn't like, they're coming to take me away, haha. I played that and they came in. No, you can't. Oh, okay. No. I did that. What else did I do there? Industrial stuff. I went to Valley View and as a janitor helpful and mopped the floors in Valley View next to Riverview and it's Valley View. The place was full of veterans in the back wards. I was put on the back ward for punishment. C4. I didn't go to school, so we tried that out, but nothing worked. Nothing worked. So I used to have a lab in Essendale, or Riverview. A2 ward, or A1 ward. A stack of radio equipment and a pile of firearms under the bed. I'm not kidding. This is all documented somewhere, I suppose. A doctor just said, oh, you ever get Dr. Slichter said to me, if you ever get tired of this place, let me know. I'll write up the release papers, which I got tired of. I got my dad to pick up the radio gear and guns and stuff. I moved out, took the bus to 5 West Hastings to the Drexel rooms where I stayed for a couple of weeks. I had a lot of fun down there. I actually bought a .303 Enfield rifle around the corner. $20 only. Wrapped in newspaper. Then there was a Salvation Army on the same street. They sold jungle carbines. I think they're $25 each. Surplus, you know. Anyway, going on and on. Well, I might as well go on and on. So I had a lot of fun stuff going on. So I did find that checking the North Shore News, I found room for rent. So since it's on welfare, I confirmed with Mrs. Murphy that the room in Lynn Valley, 1458 East 29th Street, Lynn Valley, North Vancouver. Oh, they adopted me, and the whole family did actually, including hobbits and kids. I always wound up as kid sitter or animal sitter, even in Europe. So I think it's 11 years there, and I got a letter of recommendation from Mr. Murphy, which I still have, as the U.S. government moved me to 141 Riverside Drive, North Vancouver, British Columbia, the old Panorama Studios building, where I gave demonstrations with Colonel Alexander in Los Alamos and U.S. Navy a couple of months. And I moved to 3744 East Hastings when that was all over. Had my welfare transferred. And then I gave a demo to Canadian government people. McDonald's, Douglas, and a bunch of other scientists from different companies. Even at Mrs. Murphy, it was George Hathaway. Wow, years ago. Alex Pizarro and SAIC group and other groups and San Diego group. I'm sure George Hathaway might remember them, I don't know. Deputy Prime Minister Eric Nielsen ordered a group from Canada to investigate what I was doing. Oh, I'm making a long video too, it seems like, huh? That's okay. I don't mind sharing all this with Paul and friends out there somewhere. That's a long video too, but I understand long videos sometimes are fun. So, my psychological makeup is basically peaceful. Seems to be. Also, I have a feminine side to me as well. Male and female in one person. Well, that's okay. It doesn't bother me any. Might be a surprise to some people that I could care less. So, truthful, honest, I love that kind of stuff. Where was I wandering off to? Like I wander around all the time. Yeah, Riverview. Drexel Rooms, Mrs. Murphy. So years later, this is really interesting, you know. Sometimes these kids grow into adults and they email me. Melinda Murphy emailed me. Wow. She's in the USA. She's a corrections officer. So you're John Hutchison. I remember being Melinda Murphy. You used to let me run the lathe and sit on your cannon and play horsey and all this stuff, because I always wanted this babysitter. That's when I had infinite communication, so I said, yeah, wow, you're growing up into an adult. It seems like what she did do when she was a little person was quite interesting to her. I wish I still had that email, but maybe someday she'll email me or see you. I got other ones too, as kids that grew up into adults. I had the last Hobbit I had fun with was in Florida, East Point. It was Koryanka's brother. It's not Ziggy, but Koryanka's brother, who was, I think, 11. There's a video of us on Facebook. I got that uploaded. And Nancy and I had to leave East Point, and he sent me a very, very incredible letter, which I still have, I hope. How much fun, and that we get together someday. He's grown up to a young man who's into acting and acrobatics, and I keep in touch with Koryanka. Hillshire. She's an actress lady. She starred in The New World or something like that, a movie on Indian folks. I think she was in Yellowstone, a TV series recently. I keep in touch with her as well. Her mom and parents and dog showed up at East Point, so I thought I got to meet the whole family. And there's a video of us lots of videos of us on the internet. But anyway, it was an animal sitting time. I was with an electrician here a couple of years ago. The videos would be on my not Paris Hilton, but it's another friend of mine. I met Paris years ago. We kept in contact on it on her TV show. Paris, BFF, and I uploaded all that stuff to 2009, Hutchison Effect 2009. But anyway, I'm going wandering around. But in Germany, I babysit, kids sit. Dr. Margarita's family's kids. And Gania's kids, Ian's sister's kids. They're growing up too, like, boom! And the other hobbit that I hung around with in Oregon, we used to hang out exploring in the woods. There's lots of videos of us, actually. And she used to play with my old iPad on Sundays when she came over for dinner. They moved out of Oregon and went back east somewhere. I got lots of videos of us. We used to have a lot of fun. So I get along with kids and animals more so than adults, actually. I don't know, maybe I haven't grown up, I don't know. But that's some of the history and going on. How long have I been doing this for? Seems like a while. Ooh. 59 minutes. Ooh. Are we competing, Paul? Almost an hour, but that's okay. What the heck? I talk and talk, but this is quite a journey. This is handbook to millimeter angle, so it gets along with details. Contour angles. This is worthy of any machinist to get a hold of these, and Paul had 200 left. Very detailed book. And again, that's, Paul's going to put a link in the video he made on me, I think. Hopefully he will. Let's see. Yeah, it's a very well-made product. I might call it, get into it. I lock it in, spin around. Wow. It comes in a little box too. Where did I put the box? DLX. Well, I had fun to use that briefly on Excello mill. What the heck was I making at the time? I forget. But yeah, different size mills, different size projects. It's all fun. And yeah, I don't wear my teeth that much. Except when I'm trying to make an impression for a special event. So. Oh well. So EVO, the dog, he's an amazing little creature. Mini Australian Shepherd. He's a character and a half, so. What else can I talk about here, Paul? Yeah, you got your lab all redone, and it really looks good too. How many times? I think you moved twice, didn't you, into your lab? Yeah, we go back to 2005. Anyway, I don't know what I'm thinking about now. Oh, wow. And again, today is sunny, so I should be sitting in the sun. Sitting in the sun, roasting up. Yesterday was pretty warm yesterday, wow. So my lab's got about 10 more pieces in the last while. I did score some original high-powered stuff that was UHF transmitters, 2 of them, in the last couple of days. Tesla coils, I much prefer something like a disruptive discharge transformer. The insulator should be insulator should be 2 feet long and basically called lightning arrestor type. But again, when I was in Germany, all that stuff was taken. Big legal dispute. Alec has the rest of the story. He's a good friend of mine, Alec Sherifchesky, who I was partners with. George with the case is a very bad guy. He screwed up a lot of stuff. So I might be meeting Alex sometime. He's a friend of Matthew, by the way, which is quite cool. Alec and I love our gadgets. And I have another friend back east in Massachusetts. The only other person I know is like me. Can you believe that? He's a fellow ceiling scraper. And we formed the International Ceiling Scrapers of America. Why? Because one day I saw that he's scraping a ceiling with a radio equipment, and that's what I used to do in an apartment. You get a kind of a rough ceiling, it takes off the little points, and a piece of gear fits perfect, you know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Oh yeah, I used to use a car jack to make room for stuff too, and put it against that with a chunk of wood and start cranking away and get an extra inch. I'm telling you, totally insane. I still do it too. So I bought off of him a few units. He loves everything I love. It's old stuff all the way through. I don't know how old he is, but he's a very intelligent guy. Very intelligent. He's intelligent. His YouTube channel is Ham Radio Diesel and Junk. He started that over a year ago, I think. We communicate through eBay almost every day, and he's very dedicated to his stuff like I am. So I cover the range, he covers the range of machine tool stuff and motors and things. Electronics, all Navy electronics. Myself, all Navy electronics, all military electronics. As well as machine tools and guns and cannons and anything made, well made. That's a long story, but get it. So I do the Carla connection stuff just to smash into the social norms things, you know. Anyway, Paul, I really love the video, and you have my permission to do whatever you wish with it. I'll put the links in if you want. Matthew will supply you with links. Put my links in. My God. And I wish you all the best in getting super funding for your free energy devices. So hopefully I can help out in some small way, even with the receipts I had. Because I had to get those wafers made. They would frost them. I think they probably use hydrofluoric acid. Then add the compounds. Something I read up in one of the Navy ships. The Navy ships, when they're decommissioned, a lot of stuff is left behind. We even found a 3-inch 50 bullet. So they don't bother cleaning out all the classified stuff. Oh no, it's tons of it. So that in regards to certain wafer technology and some sonar, I left everything behind, plus the units as well, which were in large crystal ovens to keep the temperature just perfect for them. That was 95. Actually, to about 2000. I was very sad when they had to move and sunk the last ship, which was HMCS Yukon. And they'd friends with the owner who bought it in San Diego. His name is Dick Long. DW. It was sunk in San Francisco, and not San Diego, and I kept in contact with the owner of that company to this day. And recently with Wes Roots, head of the project Artificial Reef Society of British Columbia, I kind of hired myself. When in 1995, I went down to the docks and said, I know how to clean metals. When it started, just sat down and started cleaning it. Said, I like doing it. I'm crazy. Later on, Wes Roots would say, that man should be hired, to Wayne, who was another project manager. Said, no. I said, I got lots of money. I got lots of money from Japan. I'm making power cells. This is, for me, is a learning experience. I know what I'm doing. And I don't want any money. Just give me stuff off the ship and I will be fine. And that's what happened. Later on, after 4 warships later, Wes wanted me to team up with and be a consultant. I said, no, I'm not going to be one. Traveling the world, giving info on certain things I know. But no, I'm very flattered. I turned him down. I turned down Hans Adams' offer to work with Hathaway, and Tim's Ventura's offers to work with the Pentagon people. I said, no, it's not my lifestyle, It's just, I like being alone and doing my stuff kind of thing. I have other interests, so. Anyway, it's a long story. It's a long, long way to Tipperary. A long, long way. Yeah, that's what I love it. No, I love being nuts. Naughty is a bloody fruit cake, Major. Well, anything else, Paul, you get a laugh out of this stupid video. Very unscientific, very stupid video. I like talking in weird voices like, oh my, I forgot to do my laundry today. I don't know what to say. So I like play acting all the time. Get your goo. Betty Boop was lost in Alaska. Get your goo. I'll get you laughing, I hope, Paul, or crying. I don't know what, but it could be an interesting video. I'd appreciate it, so I'm going to get going here. It's been fun doing this video for you. And all your parts you made for me, I kept them. All your machine tools, I kept them, and they're just absolutely incredible. I really appreciate it. So, I guess you remember how freaked out I was about Mr. Excello years ago. Well, he's got a new, jeez, a new, brilliant. I still have the actual piece you made for me. The Gibbs. It's a beautiful piece of work. I have to admit, my stupidity in getting that Gibbs out, the old one, was totally insane. I didn't know how to secondary screw, which me banging it out screwed it up. So there you go, that's how stupid I get. Totally stupid. I should have actually go on the internet. But I'm dumb, I'm stupid that way. Sometimes I make just stupid mistakes that, I don't know. Anyway. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate the video. It's just, I retaliated, made this video for you, so I'll upload it tonight. Hope you get a laugh out of it at least. Holy mackerel. I'm thinking of your other videos of you and blowing bubbles in cold weather and that kind of thing. Huh? Good work. Okay, I guess I should shut up. John's gonna shut up now.